All right. What's up? How's everybody doing? This is Rother with New Era Gardener. This is our experimental bin, and what this is one of my first experiments that I'm actually going to do. And what this one is some new feed that I'm going to be feeding the worms. So back on the 20th, I put new bedding in and I put the worms in there. And I wanted to see how they would go with the new feed. A lot of times we feed our worms a bunch of different things, but from time to time, food scraps are very scarce, so you need something else to feed them. Plus, it's better to feed them a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Kind of gives them a good diet. So this particular bin, I started fresh. Didn't put any pumpkin in this one as I did the other ones. So a video that I actually did on Friday, I was started to come down with a cold, so I did a quick video before I lost my voice completely or couldn't get out of bed. So I spent the last 3 days in bed. I was able to get out of bed yesterday, and so I did feed the worms some of the mixture that I made up, and that mixture is peat moss, biochar, and the worm chow. And my worm chow, I call mine worm chow plus because I add other things to it. I add more eggshells to it or crab meal to it. I also add in alfalfa meal and more kelp to it. So that actually gives them a little bit more nutrition in it. So, and it's good for your soil. All those things have great benefits for our soil and things like that. So I wanted to kind of give it a little something else. So I call it plus. But so what I did was I put the new bedding in, put the worms in. I wanted to wait a week or so for them to kind of get acclimated to their new surroundings. So once they kind of got happy with their surrounding, I figure I go ahead and I feed them. So Friday, I actually gave them some feeding, made a short video, which I'll show you guys that one also. And this is phase 2 here. So I fed it to them, but because I didn't feel good, I was in bed for probably the past 3 days. I really didn't get a chance to check on them. So yesterday, I fed them some of the feed that I made up. And needless to say, which you can imagine, that when I came back 3 days later, 2.5 days, 3 days later, all the food was gone. So I fed them again last night. I'm just kind of seeing how they react to it. I gave them a nice amount, and everything looked good. It was gone. I fed them again yesterday, and came back today. And look at it, and we're going to take a look and see what it actually looks like. So all of it's gone. So they did like it. It did satisfy their taste buds. So the chef was good with putting all the ingredients together, which was good for them. They enjoyed it. So everything looks good. As you can see, I'll try to zoom it in a little bit so that you guys can see without shaking it too much. And as you can see, it's pretty much all gone. There's some flakes on it. Might be the crab meal and the eggshell. So everything looks good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed them again, and we're gonna see. But this time I'm gonna put a little bit more and go from there. So let me grab that. So I'm gonna zoom back out just so you can see it better. All right, so that's it. This is the feeding. This is the feed, and you know, I always just want to shake it up, kind of loosen it up. And you can kind of go from there. All right, give me 1 second. So I have a little sifter I made a long time ago. But because it is a little clumpy, I do want to kind of sift it out a little bit. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. So, let's see. So, I actually have, this is a 1/4 cup. But I want to get something a little bit smaller than a 1/4 cup. I don't want to start with a 1/4 cup. Alright, so I have a little scooper that you would use in your excuse me, in your kitchen. And all I'm going to do is pour it in here. Probably going to give it 2. So it's probably about 4, not a full one, probably about 4 ounces. And all I'm going to do is kind of get it around. I'm sorry. Oh, making a mess. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So, as you see, that is all I'm going to do. Feed them. That's enough for right now. That's enough for right now. I'm going to see how they go through it. I'll check on it again tomorrow, and we'll see how it works. I know they're going to eat it, but also what I'm going to do is I am going to put a little bit of, I'm going to moisten it down just a little bit. All this is just purified water with all this is purified water with a little bit of molasses, unsulfured molasses. All right. So I'm just gonna spray it just to moisten it a little bit for them. Not gonna soak it, but that's all I want to do. Just put a little moisture on it and give them the opportunity. And I think also the key is they'll always come up to it, but there is a light that I actually have over it, just so that the worms stay inside. So what I'm going to do is I just put this over it. I used to put this over it all the time just to kind of give them some privacy, let them eat in peace. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do for today. So I appreciate you guys watching the video, and stay tuned to see what else I got coming. And we're going to do a couple other videos on something else, and stay tuned for that. So, all right, this is New Era Gardener. Thank you for watching, and this is the experiment of the new feed. It's working out great. I did feed one thing. I did feed another bin, a little bit of it, and they gobbled that up too. So it's going to be probably something that I start feeding to my worms. All my worms right now have either being fed pumpkin or some type of squash that I had left over, which was quite a bit. So once that's kind of gone, then I'll start to feed them in between. So when what I have fed the bins, the pumpkin's gone, then I'll feed them this and give them something different to their diet. All right, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.